Hello, and today we're going to be talking about Quetzalcoatlus. We're going to be talking about the discovery, the diet, the description, and its many pop culture references. There's a bunch of them, so stick around and enjoy the show. The Mesoamerican god Quetzalcoatl is one of the great all-purpose deities, a feathered serpent of sorts. Quetzalcoatl is not only created the cosmos and the first people, but also in charge of the wind, using it to sweep roads and destroy existence. This god lends its name to one of the largest and most impressive creatures to ever take flight, Quetzalcoatlus northropi. Of the Cretaceous period, Quetzalcoatlus was a pterodactyloid pterosaur from the late Cretaceous period of North America, and is the largest known flying animal to ever have lived. It was a member of the Hazardarchid, a family of advanced toothless pterosaurs with usually long, stiffened necks. The first Quetzalcoatlus fossils were discovered in Texas at the Maastrichtian Javelina Formation at Big Bend National Park in 1971 by geology graduate student Douglas A. Lawson. The specimen consisted of a partial wing. Lawson discovered the second site of the same age about 40 kilometers from the first, where between 1972 and 1974, he and Professor Wynn Langston Jr. of the Texas Memorial Museum unearthed 3 fragmentary skeletons. With nowhere near a complete skeleton to work with, scientists are still trying to piece together exactly how Quetz looked and behaved. A pterosaur with a wingspan of some 33 feet that stood as 16 feet tall. That was as tall as a giraffe. It was a feathered reptile, though Quetzalcoatlus had the body of a bat and the head and neck of a stork. When in flight, their enormity would have prohibited them from vigorous flapping, so instead they were likely high-proficient gliders. Quetz would have been capable of covering some 10,000 miles non-stop, which is flying from London to Albuquerque and back, riding and raising columns of hot air called thermals and hitting speeds of 80 miles per hour. For more than a week, only intermediately flapping its enormous membranous wings, which were supported by, believe it or not, an extremely elongated finger. Why these family have such long necks is still debated. It may increase their reach in feeding. It also may be a stealth, quote-unquote, adaptation, permitting their mouths to reach prey before their feet disturb them. Like modern birds, it had hollow bones linked to what was likely a very efficient respiratory system. This means the skeleton was inflated by air sacs like a seed of bony balloons, growing in proportion without gaining a lot of additional weight. This obvious advantage for a flying animal, permitting the development of very large skeletal structures, which also had a very light weight for its size. Unlike modern birds that use its wings to take flight, Quetzalcoatlus shoved off all 4 limbs in what is known as a quad launch. Quetzalcoatlus was more of a fuzzy plumage known as pinktail fibers, which may or may not have shared an origin with feathers. Either way, its purpose was probably to keep Quetzalcoatlus warm, and according to Whitten, with such a high ratio of surface area to volume, large pterosaurs like Quetzalcoatlus would have lost heat easily without some sort of protection from the elements, unnecessary when you're 1,000 feet up in the air using muscles that work best while warm. With jaws that were over 6 feet long, it could take on fairly large game, but stuck to relatively small animals such as baby dinosaurs and nutritious plants, matter that it may have gathered from the ground. A bit the like way that many storks and ground hornbills live today. It also fed on baby T.rex. Some nightmare fuel for you. Now we're going to be talking about the pop culture stuff. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there's a bunch of them. The Quetzalcoatlus has appeared in many shows, movies, and documentaries, but has yet to be accurately depicted. Quetzalcoatlus was the star of the 1986 IMAX movie On the Wing, where half-a-size robot version engineered a acrovermont demonstrated primitive flight. I butchered that monstrously. It appears in the nature documentary Walking with Dinosaurs, titled Death of a Dynasty, but it is one of the more inaccurate creatures in it, mostly because it is an edit of the Ornithocheirus. The real one had no teeth, a longer neck, had pinktail fibers, and walked more upright on the ground, and had a large flat crest and a longer, thicker beak. It appears in Walking with Dinosaurs, a 3D movie where it attacked a pack of crabs close to 2 baby Pachyrhinosaurus, escaped from a forest fire, and got eaten by a Gorgosaurus. But the head was too small. In reality, they were much larger than even the torso. The producers changed this for fear of looking ridiculous. The neck is somewhat too short as well. Despite this, it's accurately depicted with pink fibrils, which had in real life. It appears in the third episode of Dinosaur Planet. It lacks pink fibers and crouched over the ground, unlike a real pterosaur. It appears in When Dinosaurs Roamed America in the Late Cretaceous segment. It lacks pink fibers and crouched over the ground, unlike the real pterosaur. The same model was also seen in Jeff Corwin's Giant Monsters. It appears in the Cretaceous episode of Animal Armageddon. It lacks pink fibers. Quetzalcoatlus is one of the carnivore 3s that can be created in the game Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder for the GBA. At a 2013 Star Wars convention in Germany, a short film was shown with Quetzalcoatlus hunting humans at a beach. Quetzalcoatlus was shown in great detail, like its body structure and skin color, and even male and female versions of the animal. The video ended with the Jurassic Park World logo. The video was part of Lane McCraig's presentation. Frank Marshall confirmed on Twitter that the video was not part of the movie. It has been speculated that this footage is actually for a failed Jurassic Park video game that never made it to the marketplace. According to the video description, it was shown to Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg. Lane McKay actually said it certainly got Steve interested in dinosaurs again. It lacks pink fibers and crouched over the ground unlike the real pterosaur. There are a fictional species of Quetzalcoatlus known as skybacks in the Dinotopia series, but lacks pink fibers. It was illustrated by Bill Watterson on a Sunday trip of Calvin and Hobbies in May 1993. Quetzalcoatlus was also featured in a Christmas special, The Christmas Dinosaur. It was also the Dinosaur Train, episode 41, The Wing Kings, and episode 42, The Pterosaur Flying Club Show. The Quetzalcoatlus named Quincy was in both episodes. His dad appeared to have a 42-foot wingspan, which was a lot bigger than what it was in real life. Quetzalcoatlus makes a few appearances in Dinosaur Revolution, but is not identified in the show. It also lacks pink fibers. Quetzalcoatlus appears in Clash of the Dinosaurs, where it is shown eating a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh my god. The same Quetzalcoatlus model was used in The Last Day of the Dinosaurs. It lacks pink fibers. It is an arc-survived evolved, although it is covered in pink fibers that crossed over in the ground, unlike the real thing. Quetzalcoatlus also appeared in Flying Monsters. The Quetzalcoatlus appears briefly near the end of Land Before Time 7, The Stone of Cold Fire. He is brought by Petrie's mother to help them find the children, and helps carry them off the three-horned peak while it is erupting, and back to the Great Valley. The Flyer's only words in the movie are gentle, yuck. It lacks pink fibers, unlike the real pterosaur. It appears in a preschool show, Dino Dan, that lacks pink fibers. It appears in the Hunter Primal. It appears in the game The Isle. It also appears in Jurassic World the game as a super rare pterosaur. It lacks pink fibers in all evolutions, minus some tail feathers, in its final evolutions 31 through 40. It will also appear in the upcoming game Saran. Oh boy, that was a mouthful. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Quetzalcoatlus. If you want to see a dinosaur that I have not done yet, please post in the comments of what you would love to see. I'm taking requests. So if you want a dinosaur to be shown or any other prehistoric animal, let me know and we'll do an episode on it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment down below, and subscribe, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Stay frosty.